Welcome to your Spice Sisters Cafe kitchen.
Let's get cooking.
Boom, boom, boom.
With just 7 simple ingredients, most you have in your pantry anyway, you can create a delicious, healthy snack, side, appetizer, and you can make it now, you can freeze some for later, and then bake them up fresh for whenever somebody comes over. And so we're going to make today the Spice Sisters savory spinach balls. Oh wait, Yasmin doesn't like me to say balls. I have to say bites. So let's get going. First, we're going to take our butter and we're going to put it in the pan. And all of the ingredients, all the quantities are on spicesisters.com in our recipe section. So we're going to get that butter melted up nicely. We're going to try to keep the heat on the low side because we don't want the butter to separate. Then as it's, melting and everything, we're going to take our Spice Sisters Dynamo dust. This has no salt, but oh my goodness, all the flavor. And we're going to mix that in the butter because butter is what makes flavor travel. Butter is what brings all of this deliciousness up onto your palate and makes everything better. Now, you could add salt to these, but I want to tell you, you don't need them. You don't need salt. And see how nicely that's all mixing in together? It makes a nice, almost like a broth, like a gravy. It's a little bit fatty for a gravy, but that's not a problem. Now we're going to add Spice Sisters outrageous onion tapenade. And if you're not lucky enough to have some in the kitchen, all you have to do is saute an onion, a medium onion. And then we're going to mix that in there. Again, let everybody get to know each other. It's a party. And so around and around we go until it's nice and together. Okay, there we go. And then, now by using the big pan, you save yourself from having to use a bowl and a pan. Now put in the spinach. I have the loose frozen spinach, but you can always use that little brick of spinach. And really, don't worry if it's on the wet side, because we're going to be using dry breadcrumbs, and they will absorb everything. It'll be fine. You can always saute it a little bit longer. So now we're on low heat, and the recipe that's online says that you should be doing the beat your egg and put it in a bowl. But if you're careful and you don't put the egg into a really hot mixture, you're going to get, you're not going to have any problem. And like I say, a dish saved is a day made better. I don't particularly care standing in front of the sink. Standing in front of the stove, that's rewarding. Not having dirty dishes is rewarding too, but I'm not one of those people who, quells over dishes. So, there we go. See how nice and combined that is? And we let everybody, the spinach is fully melted because it was sitting on the counter while we were waiting to film. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to throw in our breadcrumbs. Nice and nice. And we're going to throw in, I beat the eggs first. You would never put them in there whole because good luck getting them beat once you put them in. But we're going to put those eggs in there, get everybody out. My Italian grandmother used to say, if it's good enough to cook, it's good enough to get it out of the pot. So, that's our eggs. Here's our grated Parmesan. Now, if you want, you can upgrade to the nice, fresh stuff. But since there's so much in there, and my hands are clean, and we're cooking it. We're cooking it in the pan, and then we're baking it. So, we're going to just toss this all together. Make sure if you're getting breadcrumbs in a bag, you know, those really big ones that people use for stuffing, make sure that you give them a little crumble first. These are a smaller, they're actually whole wheat and white. If you want to, you could even use, you know, your own toast. And if you're going to use your own toast, well, then the sky's the limit. You could even use some rye bread. One time I had a loaf of rye that was going to break my tooth. So I cut it into toast and I made them with the rye. Oh, baby. It was delish. Okay, now, once everybody is, again, nice and mixed and evenly mixed, and have a look at that, you're going to take it and you're going to put it in a little container. I have a little container. Turn the heat off and get it in this container. We're going to put it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours at least. Now, if you want to make this the night before, leave it overnight. As long as your container is airtight, then you have no problem. And you to the next step the next day. I have to tell you, they make a delicious accompaniment. A couple of times I had guests and I made these the night before, and then the morning I was making eggs and I said, hey, how about a couple of these spinach bites? And they make a delicious accompaniment. So then we're going to slap them in the refrigerator. If we can find room. And see you in a couple of hours. And we're back. So we took it out of the refrigerator, the dough I call it, and I put it in this bowl so you can see. It's nice. I like to kind of loosen it up. It gets like cement, but you know, loosen it up a little bit. And then, because you don't want to use your hands all the time, it's kind of messy, I use a melon ball, well, it's not really melon, ice cream scooper, cookie scooper, because the deal is, if you, if I don't use a melon or a scooper, what happens is the balls just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that is not good, my friends, because what happens is they don't cook evenly. You want them to be relatively similar. This is homemade cooking, so it's not a factory, but you know, consistency is important. Now you see, I'm giving it a little mash, and that makes it easier to get that nice round ball. Now, God forbid, they don't get, you know, the bread cubes don't get softened up. And I've had that happen when I use, like I say, those big bread cubes for stuffing. If that happens, don't worry. Just put a little broth in there, or put just water, because you've got that lovely, lovely onion, and you've got that nice, rich Dynamo dust. So that's going to make everything, see, not even with the, I don't know what's up with me, but a little mash, and we got a ball. Now you continue doing this until you have as many as you want to cook. And what you do then, now if you have an air fryer, you put them on the air fryer basket, and oh my goodness, they come so crunchy. Remember all that cheese and butter? Put a little something under it in case they drip, but pop these in the oven at 350 and you will have a most fabulous snack. And you can use it as a side, you can use it as an appetizer. I even sometimes serve it with ranch, or you could even serve it with a marinara. So now the rest of them, You make all the balls up, and then you freeze them uncooked. At that point, you can just reach into the freezer, grab a few, pop them in the oven. Your kids are gonna love it. Your husband's gonna love it. Your wife is gonna love it. Whoever's cooking. And your guests are going to think you are a genius, that you can bring that out of the oven in no time. It's 15 to 20 minutes at 350. And if you freeze them individually, they're gonna freeze better. But I have sometimes just put them in a Tupperware, just put a layer of wax paper in between, put the next layer and the next layer. Because I like to make more than enough and then have it for later. And here we are. We've baked them for 15 to 20 minutes. Do not be afraid that they're a little soft, a little givey, because they're going to kind of firm up as they cool down, but you do want to serve them immediately. And I don't really usually serve them with the ranch. They got plenty of fat all by themselves. So here they are, and I want you to remember, you can freeze them up and do them all the time. You can always have a bag. Yasmin is the one who taught me this recipe, and she always has a bag of these in the freezer, and I, beg now and then, how about a couple of those spinach bites? So, again, I want you to enjoy. You deserve it.